Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brock Mayo and we're going to get into it. We're going to look at the stock market, just the first week of January, just kind of a quick overview. And let's start off with SPY. So as you can see, we started, we ended closing around 475.38. Let's zoom in a little bit better. Sorry about that. And then we opened January 2nd around 472, and then we closed around 472.59. And as you can see, there's a little bit of buying, a little bit of selling. This is going to be something I'm going to talk about, the Wicks for candles. It's a little bit of technical analysis, something I'll talk about in a future video. But yeah, as you can see, there's a little indecision on the first day of January here. And then, yeah, we've just been selling off ever since. I believe people will just keep continuing to sell. Once you see this upper wick, that means people are selling. We had a little bit of buying today. So we're at kind of like an indecision point right now. And as you can see, you can always see the volume over here. And then the volume spike over here. So generally when there's low volume between two higher volume areas is where it will move through quickly. So as you can see, it struggled at this point, which is around 455.88. So it struggled right here, and then we blast off. So generally when there's less volume, it generally tends to move through those areas quickly. So then see when we got in this area, we were bouncing around. And yeah, so that's kind of where we're at right now. So possibly if we continue to sell off, we can start looking at this area, so 455. So we're gonna see what comes with next week. We have a lot of news coming next week, and so let's move into the small caps. IWM. IWM is iShares Russell 2000 ETF. Look it up on Google, but it's basically a lot of small cap companies, similar to SPY, but it's smaller cap companies. So, and December 29th, we ended the day around 279. And then January 2nd, this day, we opened around 199.32, and then we closed, 20 cents up. 199.54. So a little indecision, same thing. And it kind of did the same thing as SPY. So looks like people are taking profits from this big move since October. Yeah, so this big move since October. People are taking their profits and saving their taxes for 2025. So as you can see, there is a little bit of volume here. Potentially we could be moving down to this area and potentially this area, but we got to see the news that's coming in. Earnings are starting to come in. There's bank earnings next week, so that's something keep an eye on, because that's the basis of people that are borrowing money and spending. That's how banks make money. So we can also go to technology, basically very similar to SPY, because the holdings of SPY, there's such a heavy weight of the technology stocks for SPY, especially the Magnificent Seven. They've been saying the Lag Seven, but yeah, I think people are taking profits, and that makes sense. So this could be a healthy move as we kind of zoom out. We are near all-time highs, but yeah, we got to see the news that's coming out all next week. So we got a big week next week, and we could see some selling still going into the second week of January. People still taking profits, or changing their minds on what's to come. We can also look at the Dow. Looks like the Dow didn't have too bad of a week. Kind of just held its area, this high volume area. So I don't focus too much on the Dow, but it's very important to look at the Dow. I don't follow it too much. I'm more looking at technology stocks, but Dow is a large portion of companies. It's really easy to look on Google. Just search Dow and you'll see the top holdings of the Dow. But it's there's a lot of retail companies in there, like large retail companies that you're very familiar with. But yeah, and then we can dive into a couple individual stocks. Amazon had a tough start so far. I think the 29th closed around 152 and closed around 151.96 on December 29th, which is this day. And then the next day, which was the next trading day, which was the new year, January 2nd, we closed around 150 area. So that's why I have this line right here, seeing if it would break that area. Of course, I knew it was going to, but yeah, so basically we were creating higher highs and higher lows, and right now we are coming back down, so we could start creating lower highs and lower lows. So even though there's a lot of bullishness on this stock, it's a lot of people taking profits because we had a monster move all of 2023 for Amazon. So yeah, it's pretty similar. Another stock I'm looking at to buy possibly is Nike. Never sell good companies. Always do your research. This is not financial advice, but yeah, always do your research. Nike is a solid company. I don't see it going anywhere. And usually gaps tend to be filled. But this could keep going down. We have a gap down here as well, around 90. That would be pretty sweet to get it at 90. But we're pretty oversold right now. So I could see a little bounce, possible bounce up to this high volume area where it struggled here, right here. And then possibly like a ABC pattern. But yeah, that's a little dive into the stock market this week. I'm hoping we have a good week next week. And yeah, thank you guys for watching and hope you have a great night.